Welcome back, everybody, to the Triad of the Force podcast, a podcast from Puerto Rican friends coming together to do deep dives into Star Wars and other nerd-related media. This is episode 3 of season 5. It's so weird to say season 5 still, honestly.
Yeah.
And we were kind of a little bit Star Wars light lately because there hasn't been all that much coming out. But then we got the amazing trailer for the final season
Mhm.
of The Bad Batch out of nowhere, completely unexpected. And of course, we need to talk about it. So I know, Goose, that you saw a version of it in Star Wars
Mhm,
Celebration.
mhm, mhm.
Obviously, I didn't get to see it because I wasn't there. You don't really remember, right? But it's not the same trailer.
Yes,
Mhm.
and it's interesting because like you said, we weren't expecting to get
Yeah, this one.
anything,
Yep.
and I thought honestly that if they were going to release a trailer for it, they
Mhm.
would release a version of the celebration one, maybe
Mhm.
with a couple different scenes or something like that. But this was from what I remember, and I honestly don't remember too much.
It was a while ago. Yeah.
It's been a while ago. I thought Celebration had been fairly recently, but
No.
Facebook came in to remind me that nope, it has almost been a year. In a
Yeah.
couple of months, it'll be a year since our Celebration in
It's
Europe,
crazy
and I hate that fact. I hate that fact
that
because
it's already been a year.
that means we are inching ever closer to our humanity and our death.
Wow, that went really pessimistic really fast.
Not I would say I wouldn't say pessimistic.
Fatalistic,
I would say existential,
existential.
which is probably the mood for 2024 right now. Uh, However, I digress. We can talk about that at some movie. On an episode with Mo, we do Mobius Musings Part 2, and we can talk about how we
Yeah.
really feel about life. But for now, yeah, the trailer was completely different from the celebration one. There's probably a couple of scenes that are the same. I think the scene with Omega and Crosshair. I think that now I'm remembering some stuff. There was a scene with Omega and Crosshair, and I think that at the celebration trailer, there's some dialogue between the two
Between
of
the
them.
2? Okay, interesting.
But I think there was like more Empire stuff, like with Palpatine. Not that
Mhm.
he's talking, but we see like more of that, staging thing when he's walking with the Red Guard and all that stuff. But other than that, completely different mood for well, not mood because it was still like the you know sad. This is the last season. It's
Yeah,
gonna be tragic and horrible for everybody.
I'm so
Uh,
sad. Like, it's so just watch it say, the final season, just it makes me so sad already. I mean, it hasn't even come out and I'm already
why?
missing it.
Why are you sad? Why are you sad?
I know, because it's gonna be the end of an era. I mean, this was
Hmm.
basically the Bad Batch was like, Clone Wars 2.1, kind of
Yeah.
like the continuation. Like, we were super sad when the Clone Wars ended, and then we got that final season 7 that nobody was
Hmm.
really expecting. And it's like, oh, we get more. And then the Bad Batch was announced, and it was like a continuation of what we got in the Clone Wars animated series. And now it's the last season. And that I'm I was so uh just reticent to like watch the Clone Wars to begin with because it wasn't
Hmm.
the style of animation that I liked, and now I love it. And I mean, we harp on about it all the time how the animation just keeps getting better and better, and
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
trailer
Hmm.
just blew
Gorgeous.
anything we've seen out of the water. It looks amazing, and now I am going to miss this type of animation. So I hope that the Bad Batch won't be the end of this type of Star Wars animation that we've been, you know, so lucky to have
Hmm. Hmm.
so much of,
And
so
and we will. And one thing that I wanted to mention too, it's that to your point of like it ending and like how it's been coinciding with your life. I think that it's very considerate of Lucasfilm to have planned these seasons around your law school journey. This has been 3 seasons, so like all of
yeah,
them have been a moment. Because it's been 3 years of law school.
yeah, yeah.
So 3 years of law school,
3
3 seasons
seasons
of
of
the
the
Bad
Bad
Batch,
Batch.
and they all came like you grew. Like the Bad Batch grew with you,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
When Omega was brought into the world was when you uh, entered the world of law school, and now we need to rescue Omega out of Mount Tantus the same way that
Yep.
you're getting out of law school. So it's a beautiful symmetry. Thank you, Star Wars and Lucasfilm,
For doing it
doing this
purposefully for me.
for
Yes.
doing this for Nani. She's very appreciative, and so am I.
Yes. Thank you.
But no, but yeah, but
Mhm.
we won't. This won't be the last time that we see this style of animation because we know there's going to be a second season of Tales of the Jedi, and we know that
Okay.
that kind of carries
Mhm.
that. I think, and I might be making this up. I don't remember, but I think I had read something or about having like a just like we have Tales of the Jedi, that there might be Tales of the Sith or something
Ooh,
like
that'd be
that.
cool.
Uh, I don't know if I'm making that up. If I'm making that up, I'm sorry. I don't mean to give false
False
information
information
here,
here.
but I think I remember that this is the case for that. So I think we're safe in regard of getting more
Of the
animation in
animation
this style.
itself, yeah.
And I would hope that we get not necessarily like a spin-off, but a continuation of some sort. Oh, I mean, I was saying that, but then I decided to correct myself and say, kind of no. It's kind of nice to have this
Yeah.
bookend and have Clone
Be its own
Wars
thing. Yeah.
Clone Wars and clone centered stories be bookend and be this is
Mhm.
where they live and kind of cap that era and like move now into uh, other areas. Not that we can't have more clone stories, but like
Yeah.
this big chunk of them being the focus of it. I think it's kind of nice to have it
Yeah.
end because that way we have like other avenues to go and explore. But I don't know. I mean, it is sad. It is sad, especially because I wanna, we love Omega, and we wanna see
Yeah.
more. We wanna see more
Yeah.
Omega.
And they really hit us in the field with the trailer, like having us to watch Echo fall all over again. It was like, oh, my heartstrings.
Yeah, let's talk
Why?
about that. Let's talk about that. Move straight into our trailer reaction portion of it, and I especially love to hear your trailer reactions because you have notoriously always been
Avoided trailers.
an
Yeah.
anti trailer person. Ever since I've known you, you're like I don't like
Mhm.
to watch trailers.
Mhm.
And because of this endeavor that we've decided to go on with podcasting,
I've been forced.
I've
Yes.
been forcing you to watch trailers. Hopefully, you don't watch all the trailers, only the ones that are for Star Wars or
Star
whatever
Wars
thing
that we
we're
have to
talking
comment
about.
on, obviously. Yeah.
But as an anti-trailer person, how did this one make you feel?
It was honestly, it was so unexpected. It just made me feel really happy to see the batch, back. And I think the trailer itself was fantastically structured. It like pulls you in right from the beginning with all those action scenes. And it really does feel like it's a final season. Like even the
Hmm.
trailer itself, like it's all of these things coming together. We get a chance to see some of the cameos that we're going to be getting throughout the season, and it looks like they're just bringing everybody back, which I'm really excited to see. And it's going to be so strange to have the bulk of it because I doubt they're gonna rescue Omega right away, so it's going to be really strange to see them, their dynamics without her. and
Hmm.
and to see how, because we know that she saw Crosshair, and you said from the other trailer that there was some communication between them, to see
Hmm.
maybe
Hmm.
how this redemption arc for Crosshair is going to happen, and how Omega's probably going to be the key for it happening. I think it's the I I'm feeling sad ending here. Like I think it's there's going to be like more tragedies, but it depends on how it's done. I think it could be a very beautiful, send off to the Bad Batch, and I'm just really excited. I mean, I got goosebumps the whole way. We're going to talk obviously about that final reveal at the end of the trailer that I was definitely not expecting. As soon as that
Hmm.
voice showed up, I was like, what are they doing? Chills, chills. But yeah, but the trailer itself, I thought it was really cool. Especially they kept it short, so
Hmm.
you don't really reveal a lot. And I hate it sometimes when the trailer shows you everything that's going to happen. It's kind of upsetting. You want surprises, so
Hmm.
I don't know. I think all around, it was good. It was nice.
I think you made a good point. I was something that I wanted to bring up, and
Mhm.
it's something that I think Star Wars has been doing a lot with their trailers, which I think, especially like, well, not especially with specifically with their shows, which I think is a
Yeah.
very clever thing. And I don't want to say it's misdirection, but I think they are very wise in terms of what they are picking to show.
Yeah.
And usually, from my experience, and if I'm wrong, someone please correct me in the comments. We need your comments, please. Uh, but yeah, whatever. But usually they only show things from like the first couple of episodes.
Yeah.
So everything that we're seeing so far, I mean, we're getting 15 episodes. Lucasfilm already announced the whole schedule for when everything's dropping, which ones are going to be, double episodes or triple episodes, and all the names of that, and we'll go over them in a couple minutes. So we kind of know everything, and the titles for the episodes are pretty cool. So we'll discuss those in a second. But yeah, but I think like this whole chunk of footage that we've seen for the trailer, I am pretty confident that it's not the whole season. I'm pretty confident
Yeah.
it's like
The
probably
first
the
few
first.
episodes.
Let me see the list real quick. I'm pretty sure that it's the first 4 to 6 episodes or something like that. They're gonna establish the mood of what's happening. And I mean,
Yeah.
there might be stuff from like later on to establish stakes, but I'm pretty confident that most of the things we're watching are from that first third of the season,
Yeah.
so that they can like save all the big surprises and reveals like for the
Yeah.
for the end. Because I would hope slash want that the end of this season is just bombastic and spectacular. So, but yeah, I was very 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 happy with that trailer, especially because especially when you're getting it out of the blue and you're not expecting it, and then when you get it,
I know, it's so surprising.
and then when you get it, it's not what you thought it was gonna be. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, I thought it was just gonna be the celebration trailer with extra footage,
Right.
but no, it was
And
just a completely
something
new
different.
trailer,
Mhm.
completely new trailer. So happy to see everyone back. Crosshair, although Tech, you know, they had to punch us in the gut by having us relive the moment of his demise.
Oh, tech. I said Echo, I think, instead of tech. Oops.
Plan 99,
Yeah.
he's one of the real ones. Although, speaking of Echo, we'll see him.
Yeah. We'll
We'll
see
see him.
Echo too.
We'll
Yeah.
see him. He's gonna. I'm sure that they'll do the Mandalorian thing where they gotta get the band back together, and then they just
Mhm.
everyone unites for the last mission. And what the last mission will be, I don't know. It's
Mhm.
very heavily implied that it's just rescuing Omega. I don't think so. I
I don't
think
think it's gonna be the end. I don't
I
think so
agree.
either.
I
Yeah.
I think Omega is going to escape, like if not in the first 3 episodes, like in the first half, and then the second half will be
Yeah.
like whatever they discover that Emperor Palpatine's doing in Tantus. Because I think that's the misdirection. The misdirection in the trailer is about, oh, this is about
It's all
rescuing
about
Omega,
rescuing Omega, yeah, but uh-huh.
and I and
It's
I
more
think,
than that. It's definitely about, yeah, the cloning,
in
whatever
fact,
Palpatine is doing, yeah.
I'm willing to say that Omega rescues herself with Crosshair.
With Crosshair
I think that they both can. I think that they beat Wrecker and oh my god,
and Hunter.
thank you, and Hunter to the punch. To the
It's been a
punch.
while.
It's been a while. They beat Wrecker and Hunter to the punch, and they kind of
Rescue
rescue
themselves.
themselves and
I'd be okay
escape.
with that.
And then when Hunter and Wrecker get there, they're like, "Oh crap, we were here to rescue you." That trope is like, "Oh, what are you doing here? We're here to rescue you. Well, who's rescuing you?" Type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'm
Yeah.
excited to. I'm excited to be wrong too. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
completely wrong, and everything's
Yeah.
gonna be the end of the season. Is gonna be rescuing Omega.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we can speculate responsibly all we want, and
Oh,
we
we
get
will. I
things
just, I
wrong
just, I
all
just
the
got a,
time.
I just got a good idea. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, what's the idea?
I wanted to say it at the end for like responsible speculation, but
Speculation.
since you
But
asked
yeah.
me, I think that there is a pretty good possibility
Mhm.
that because we're in Mount Tantus,
Uh-huh.
and Mount Tantus is from the original Heir to the Empire Thrawn novels, and this is all about the cloning stuff and setting up a Rise of Skywalker and all these
Mhm.
things. And obviously, we have the Filoni movie and Ahsoka season 2. I
Yeah.
think that there is a healthy possibility that we get Thrawn in animation in this
Again.
show.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Maybe not necessarily like in a involved capacity in which like he's an active player in the show,
Right.
but kind of like when oh my god, when Krennic showed up like in
Okay,
last
yeah.
season,
Mhm.
maybe in a bigger role because I think Thrawn would be a little more involved with Mount Tantus.
Yeah.
But I think I think there's a good. I think there's a good chance because maybe he's talking with Palpatine about establishing like another cloning facility or something in the unknown regions, or maybe maybe I'm going too crazy. Maybe I'm going
Okay.
crazy. But that's the thing that popped into my mind when we were talking about it.
Yeah, possibilities.
Maybe the Shadow Council is in Mount 10. The Shadow Council from Mandalorian season 2 is there or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they could. Yeah. Interesting.
I think this season could go crazy just to like like since it's finishing, it's just like okay, let's just
Right.
boom
It's
establish
they
all these
have
different
nothing to
things.
do. They have nothing to lose by going all out,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Like they should really lean into it because I think it'd be awesome. And I mean, we already know that some of our favorites are coming back. We saw Rex and Cat Bane
Oh,
and
my boy.
Fennec Chand.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
We have
I'm
Wolf. We saw Wolf too. So we
mhm.
get to see like
Yeah,
how
Wolf.
Wolf
Hmm.
joins Rex
Yeah,
uh, in Star Wars Rebels. That's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm really
Uh,
excited to see what capacity these characters are coming back. Are they going to be against the Bad Batch, or are they actually going to be helping out the Bad Batch? I keep hoping that we're going to see Boba Fett and that he and Omega get to meet at some point.
yeah.
So I've been pushing for that since
I have
the
a
Alpha
feeling.
and
Yeah.
the Omega.
I
So
I have a feeling that at least Fennec Shan's going to be on the side of the Bad Batch.
yeah,
I think she's gonna help them. Uh, I'm not sure Cat Bane.
Cad
He
Bane
does.
is
He does.
mercurial. Yeah,
He's not a team player, so I
yeah,
don't
hmm
see him helping the Bad Batch. I see him maybe maybe that's the thing. Maybe when Omega and Crosshair escape, they kind of escape by themselves, or they get separated or something because we
yeah.
have to keep the Star Wars thing. We got separated, and Omega's by herself, and Crosshair rejoins the Bad Batch, and then they have to find Omega out in the wild. So they hire or get
Cad
in touch
Bane
with Fennec. No, they get
with
Fennec Shan,
okay.
but then the Empire gets Cat Bane to kind of find her again. So they're all
Hmm.
trying to get Omega out. Maybe I mean it's kind of a it's not a not I don't want to say it's a rehash from season 2. It's a
We'll
variation
see.
from season 2. But maybe I'm excited. It's a lot of avenues and one of the things that's really cool about this as opposed to a season of Andor, actually not Andor, well Mandalorian or something, is just that it's going to be 15 episodes. There's going to be a
Yeah,
lot of story there. So a lot of discussion that I'm very
yeah,
excited for.
yeah. I'm
But
still surprised it's 15 when the other seasons was 16 episodes. I guess they're very contained about where exactly they want to finish.
maybe maybe the reason it's 15 is that the last episode is
Maybe
just like a
longer
it's
and
like a yeah,
yeah.
it's just a long episode.
Mhm.
So instead of like breaking up into episodes, it's like a mini
This is
movie
the end.
episode.
And this
Yeah.
is the end and this is how we want to end it, which is promising. I like it when there's an actual goal cuz
Yeah.
I feel like Star Wars sometimes just doesn't know where it's going. Um so yeah, so February 21st we get 3 episodes.
February
Uh
21st, we get Confined,
mhm.
Paths Unknown, and Shadows of Tantus. Which are let's be
Yeah.
honest, those are really cool
Yeah,
titles for those
they are
episodes.
really cool titles, and I think they are probably leaning into the mini arc kind of thing that they've done
Yeah.
before with I think works very well for them. So I don't know. I'm really excited. I wasn't expecting to get Bad Batch already.
Yes, I agree. And like for those three, for everyone that's listening right now, for those three first, we're gonna have, as we've always done, well, not always, as we've done in the past, we are going to do our review episodes on Thursdays to release on Fridays. Uh, I mean, I think right. That's what we want to do.
Probably, yeah, because
Your
they released
schedule
on
permitting,
Wednesdays. Yeah,
your schedule
they're released
permitting,
on
we'll
Wednesdays.
do
We can
that.
record on Thursdays. Yeah.
But we're gonna have guests for each and every one of them, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna reveal guests now. They're gonna be a surprise, but I'm gonna say our first guest for that trilogy of episodes. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time. Just get your cocktails ready. We're gonna have some fun.
It's yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be fun.
but
Definitely.
yeah, let's go over the schedule and the episode title. So like you said, February 1st,
21st.
February
Yeah,
21st.
we got
Uh,
3 first
3
episodes. Hmm.
Confined, Paths Unknown, Shadows of Tantus. Like I said, February 28th, A Different Approach. March 6th, I think this is the episode where something will happen, and we'll
The
discuss that something
return.
later. It's the return. So I have a pretty good
Mm,
feeling that that's the episode. Well, I could be wrong, but
we'll
whatever.
see.
Let's keep going. Uh,
Then we get a double episode on March 13th.
Infiltration and
Mhm.
Extraction. March 20th, Bad Territory. March 27th, The Harbinger.
Yeah,
Great
that
title.
sounds ominous. I know. Then
April
April 3rd,
3rd,
another double. Mhm.
another duplex there, an identity crisis, and point of no return. And
Yeah.
then from April 10th to the end, it's just like all the
Yeah.
titles are holy crap. Or
Juggernaut
April
into the
10th,
breach.
and
Flash
Flash
strike.
Strike,
The cavalry has arrived. I mean, the
which
titles are really good.
which I don't know if you picked this up. I didn't. I had to let other people online
Let you know.
inform me of this. But the last episode, that line of the title of the episode, "The Cavalry has arrived," is
Mhm.
actually the first thing that the Bad Batch say when they first are introduced in the Clone Wars. So the
No.
first thing that they say
Yeah,
is like the
is the
last
last
episode,
title. Oh,
symmetry. It's
ah,
great. It's great.
it's great.
I
It's
got
so great.
goosebumps.
Yep.
I wish I were the type of nerd that can remember that type of stuff, 'cause
Right.
it's really cool. I don't remember. I
Yeah.
purge things immediately. It happens and it's just like gone from my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. It's over. Yeah.
So I'm very happy that there's other people out there
Who
that are
are
able
on
to
point.
that
Yeah,
are able
with the
to
stuff.
remember these things so that I we can benefit from those facts. But yeah, so like we were saying, episode 5 on March 6th is called The Return, but the return of what? Which I thought
Right.
was very interesting. And if you watch the trailer all the way through, which I
Mhm.
hope everyone did, at the end we get a very Rise of Skywalker situation where something's happening and then a voice shows up and says, "I wasn't planning on killing anybody today,
Chills.
but you're
Ooh.
making it whatever." I'm paraphrasing it wrong, but a very very familiar voice. Everything fades to black, and when the screen comes up again, we see a yellow lightsaber with a woman wielding it with a cool haircut, and lo and behold, that is the
Sash.
we got the bad batch, and now we got the bad bitch. We got ASAJJ
Wow.
Ventress back in action in one
I
of the
could not
most
believe it.
spectacular reveals. How did
Oh,
you feel when you saw
I
uh,
could not
ASAJJ?
believe it. I mean, when I first heard the voice, I was like, no, they're not doing this, are they? Holy crap. And then it's just the whole scene is just lighted by her lightsaber, and we get to see her, with a yellow lightsaber. Like the movement is just completely flawless. And
Hmm.
she's just like owning that whole scene. And I'm like, Sasha Ventress is back. And holy crap. Holy crap. The haircut is
The yellow lightsaber,
the yellow lightsaber. Oh my god. The classic movement and the stance. It's just I can't
the sinister voice. I mean, it's
I
like
know.
so good. It's so good to be reunited with old friends.
I know.
It's so great. But as always, there's nothing in the world of Star Wars that is not without controversy. We
Oh.
can't ever have anything good,
And
and
nothing makes us happy.
nothing makes anyone happy. Well, it makes. I
Mhm.
mean, I think we are reasonably happy people, I guess.
Yeah.
But on the whole, the internet must be angry, must be a mob. And immediately after the trailer came out, and we got the reveal of Asajj Ventress coming back, which should be a moment of joy.
Yes.
There was
What happened?
immediate backlash on the internet. Well,
God.
because if you read all Star Wars content, which, as I said before, I do not.
Don't. Mhm.
I read as much as I care to,
Right.
and honestly, probably more than I should. And I say that as a Star Wars podcaster. Um, but there was a novel that came out a couple of years ago called Dark Disciple, and that novel was based on unused story arcs for planned Clone Wars seasons that never happened because they were
Right.
canceled after the Disney acquisition of
Yeah.
Lucasfilm. And some of those arcs were about Asajj Ventress,
Sash.
and Asajj Ventress specifically with Quinlan Voss because they fall in love and like they have this
Right.
whole story that happens between them. But and I should have said spoiler alert, I guess, before this, but the novel's been out for a couple of years, guys. And if you didn't read the novel, it doesn't matter then that she's coming back in Clone Wars. But beside the point. But the thing is, at the end of that novel, she dies.
Mhm.
So all the fans are just like, "Oh, it's Lucasfilm again. They don't care about the books or the comics, and they're
Yeah.
retconning things again, and blah blah blah, and like all these things about canon and things." And I'm just like, "Oh my!" And like in the back of my mind, I was like, "Grow up, like grow up,
Yeah.
grow up, grow up.
Get over
Like
yourself.
get over yourself."
Yeah.
I understand like how nice it would be if everything
If
just
there was
died
actual continuity with everything, but
tied
it's
together with
yeah.
a little bow and everything's perfect. But guess what? Life's messy. Real life also doesn't make sense. We're going into the 2024 election, and that's going to be
Shit show.
weird too. It doesn't make sense canonically either. It's like how there's so many things about real life that doesn't make sense that in my fantasy, and let me use that word again, fantasy.
Yeah.
People coming back from the dead don't bother me.
Yeah.
Gandalf did it. Darth Maul
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
We're good. So this is a nothing burger for me. And let's put it this way: I think the backlash was so swift that Lucasfilm knew that
It was gonna happen.
that nerds were going to lose their minds, so they released a statement. And Brad Rao, one of the people behind the Bad Batch, actually put out a statement saying, "We know that like fans that are familiar with the Dark Disciple
Yeah.
story that like have know that there's how Asajj's story ends there, but we want to assure everyone that we're not ignoring that
Yeah.
story, that we're gonna acknowledge it, and it's gonna make sense. So don't worry, chill the poop out." And that's something one I appreciate that they did that. Honestly, I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's cool on their part. They're like acknowledging all the
Yeah.
canon, but on the other hand, I feel embarrassed that as a fandom we need to have
Yeah.
Lucasfilm say like, "Don't worry, guys, it's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean, because it's
it
so
feels like we're
ridiculous
giant babies and we need to be coddled.
and spoon-fed everything
Yeah,
and yeah, and, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry." I mean, it's so, like, infantilizing, it's embarrassing, but the fandom is like that, in a lot of areas. But it's kind of ridiculous because you're freaking out about something that's revealed in a trailer. So you don't actually know the context of how they're doing it and you're criticizing before you
right,
have
right,
any
right,
idea of how
right.
they're making it happen. So, I mean, once you have all the information, if you're still pissed about it, then whine all you want. But
Right.
doing it preemptively is, insane.
It's
So,
it's like when Darth Maul came back, no one cared. It was like, "Oh yeah, Darth Maul's back."
Darth Maul's
Because
back. Why can't we be
uh,
happy that we get a Asajj Ventress back? I'm super excited.
and Darth Maul got cut in half in a movie, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. And we still got him back, and he was awesome.
I think yeah, so like so we'll see. I'm very excited. I mean, if they explain it, that's fine. If they don't, that's also fine.
I'm fine with it.
I'm more excited to like have Asajj come back than have the canon make 100% sense
Yeah.
because like I said, it's like
It's fine. It's fine. Actually, have you talked to Mo about it? Because I know they're a huge fan of
I
Asajj Ventress.
haven't. Oh, I haven't. You're a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
It's been a week, man. Like
yeah. I know,
the
I know.
the
It
last the
was a
last
lot.
the last 2 weeks have been a little insane in my life personally.
Yeah,
So
but we need to talk to them and see how they feel about it.
I need to text Mo. I need to
The
text Mo.
OG
Let me do that now.
Asajj Ventress,
Yeah,
huge fan.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that, ladies and gentlemen. We are texting Mo as we're recording. Uh, but I'm excited. I'm excited for Asajj, and I think it's one of those things that we shouldn't. I mean, I understand the in terms of canon, that there's cans and can't do's, but I feel like there's also we can't tie ourselves back so much from the
Right.
possibility of storytelling
Yeah.
because of something, especially again in a magical world where we can, well,
Yeah.
we can fudge things to make it like, oh, we have Dark Sister magic, or we have the I
Mhm.
don't know the unknown regions. We have
Mhm.
Mortis. We have so many weird stuff that we can tap into to be like,
Yeah.
okay, let's.
Don't
That I
limit
think
yourself.
that we
Yeah,
exactly
because
that we can like unlock the potential of like the storytelling. It's just like it,
yeah.
especially if it makes sense and it's a character that everyone loves. let's be a little more forgiving.
Well,
I'm
and
pretty sure that the
especially
people doing
now,
these stories know what they're doing.
yeah, especially now that we've gotten like a resurgence of the Night Sisters from, the Ahsoka show. So we get this different version of these characters, and now we have Asajj, one of the most famous ones, with a very complicated backstory, a very interesting backstory, to come back and possibly be. I think she's gonna be on the Bad Batch's side.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't disagree. Yeah,
but still with the temper. Obviously, it's like because the first thing she says, like, "I'm really trying not to murder you, but you're making very tempting. I really
she's
want
yeah,
to murder you." Yeah.
100% she's on the good guy side.
Hmm.
My question though is Quinlan Voss
Hmm.
gonna be in some sort of capacity there too?
Yeah.
Because from what we know, they obviously have the love tryst in Dark Disciple. Their histories are intrinsically linked. Uh, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe she, after she dies in Dark Disciple, she parts ways
She's like, "I'm done." Yeah.
to protect him, so that they don't hunt him down because they're trying to get her. But I think it'll be cool. Quinlan Voss is one of the coolest Jedi, so I would not mind at
And we've
all.
been still like kind of waiting for him to show up again.
Yeah, because we got the
Yeah.
hints. We got the hints
Yeah.
of him in Obi-Wan
In
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan, we're like, "Oh,
So they're
yes."
like, oh, so it's happening. We're gonna get Quinlan back. So I think it's a matter of time. We're gonna get him back.
Yeah.
Although to argue against myself, maybe we have already too much stuff going on in Bad Batch, and and maybe uh, having Quinlan come back would be a disservice. Maybe we just keep it lean so that the story is what it
Yeah.
needs to be and doesn't have too much extra fat. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
great. It's gonna be great. Uh, I don't expect her to be too involved though
Yeah.
in the season,
Mhm.
because I feel like she might be like too OP for Bad Batch. I
But
think
yeah.
because like one of the things that I think works a lot for a Bad Batch and Andor as well
Yeah.
is that because we don't have like force wielders, it
Right.
makes the Empire seem like a much more credible threat and something
Right.
that's a lot more terrifying, right? Because
Mhm.
it's something that you have to. It's the machinery of war is this physicality that's more imposing when you don't have magic powers, and
Yeah.
I think that helps ground it. So maybe having like Asajj be part of the whole bash thing would undermine that tonality of having the Empire seem that much more well, or maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Who knows?
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I think it's all gonna come down to how it's done,
Hmm.
you know? And I think we've both enjoyed the Bad Batch the whole way through. So I think they've done a good job with it, honestly. So now that it's the third one, and it seems like there's been like clear planning behind this,
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't think we're gonna be disappointed.
I don't think so either. And it's one of those things about having like Breaking Bad, for example, like having a show that has a planned ending.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was going to debate against myself now because so did Game of Thrones, and look how that turned out. But that's different though because
That's
Game of
different because the
Thrones
novels
went
that
through a
never
lot of
really came out, and yeah,
and they
yeah.
went through a lot of changes of what they wanted to
Hmm.
do, and so Game of Thrones is a completely different outlier. But you look at Breaking Bad and shows that have had a planned ending, they kind of know where they want to go so that they can tell
Hmm.
the story that they want to tell. I think it allows for a lot more satisfying storytelling because the storytellers are telling the story that they want to in the
Yeah.
amount of time that they want to, and it makes it lean and satisfying. I hope so. I kind of am happy that Bad Batch is ending, not because it's ending, but because they're doing it on
Yeah,
their
and it's
terms.
contained. Yeah, it's contained within its own thing.
It's better, yeah, that it ends on their
Yeah,
terms and they're doing the story that they want instead of
yeah,
being canceled and then they have to kind of
yeah.
scramble
Kind
to
of
wrap it
scramble,
up.
and not only that, sometimes also if you extend the show past its expiration date, because sometimes you kind of start losing story, and you kind of lose steam, and those final seasons they're like pushing it too hard. Like
Hmm.
honestly, like they did with Friends. I think like the last three seasons of Friends was like unnecessary.
You say
Um,
that with How I Met Your Mother.
controversial. Yeah, How I Met Your Mother also, especially that last season.
I didn't even bother. I was just like, after I don't know, maybe probably like halfway through, I was just like, I'm done with this show.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like,
over. Yeah, why are they stretching it so
it's all the
far
same.
along?
It's all the same. It's like whatever. And then when they meet the mother, she's only there one season. I'm like, what? All this build up,
Yeah,
and
all this
she's
build up for
right, and she's not even in the show. It's like, come on. Anyway, this is not the How I Met Your Mother podcast.
uh yeah, but anyway, I was thinking that it's so exciting to get a Saj. I don't know. I didn't know that people were freaking out because I kind of ignore the internet mostly.
Ah,
Um
you're much better for it.
but it's really cool that we met Asajj in the first ever episode of the Clone Wars, and now we're getting her back, in the Bad Batch, which is like Clone Wars adjacent, and it's super cool. And then she's gone through so many transformations, and now we get to see this different version of her and we haven't seen her, kind of separate from her sisters because it was always under Count Dooku, and then when she rejoins the sisters, and then the sisters get massacred, and how she survived everything, and now we get her back with the Bad Batch, and she was always kind of a misfit just like they were. So I think it's going to be
Hmm.
really cool to see how they interact.
Yeah, I mean, and I wonder, yeah, how they're gonna if they're going to keep her connection story wise with Night Sisters, especially because we've seen them return in Ahsoka,
Yeah.
and we've seen them also be a part of the Jedi Fallen Order games.
Yeah.
Are they going to maintain the whole Night Sister lore thing and
Right.
expand it, or are they just gonna like for Asajj be like, okay, this is an Asajj story, and Night Sisters are
Are their own
a
thing.
separate
Yeah.
thing
Hmm.
that we're doing. So definitely very interested in seeing that. But I'm excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good year for Star Wars. We're gonna get
Yeah.
a lot of like good stuff coming down. So I'm very happy that Bad Batch is going to be the first thing that we see because it's the end of the era of Bad
Right.
Batch, but it's
Yeah.
also going to herald a new era because it ends. When's the last episode? May 1st. So interestingly, they're ending it right before May the 4th.
Right.
So what's gonna happen May the 4th? Is the Acolyte gonna come out?
Oof.
That like we end an era and we start a
Mm-hmm.
new one. I mean, that would be really cool. That would be
Hmm.
really cool. It's just like, okay, we ended this Imperial Clone War era, and now we're just gonna go into the High Republic and start with with the Acolyte. I think that would be really cool on Lucasfilm's part if they do
Yeah.
that. If they jam pack that that week with beginnings and ends, alphas and omegas, so to speak.
I'm excited.
I'm too excited for the
I do.
Acolyte. Acolyte's gonna be great. Acolyte's gonna be great. But
The Acolyte. And they still
if
haven't released a trailer, and you got to see one celebration, and I haven't seen anything.
I was able to find like a bootlegged version
Right.
on Reddit because I wanted to remind myself.
Right. Of how awesome it was.
I can send it to you if you want. It's a very very crappy quality,
No,
but it still has
it's
that.
fine.
But it
I'll
has
wait.
but it has those goosebumps,
Mm.
like especially the ending of that trailer. Did I ever tell you how the trailer ended?
No.
Well, it ends well, you want me to tell
You
you?
can tell me. Yeah, you can tell me.
Okay, well, anyone that doesn't want to hear this, earmuffs. This is the time. Spoilers. Spoilers for the Acolyte trailer that came out 10 months ago. So, like at the end, it's so stupid, but so awesome at the same time. So, the end of the trailer is basically like all the Jedi that we've been introduced to throughout the whole of the trailer, and they're
Mhm.
like in this forest or something or greenery, whatever. They're like in nature stuff, and they're all doing their we're worried about something looks, and all of a sudden it's exactly like just while I was watching it, I'm like, are they gonna do the thing? Are they gonna do the thing? And they do the thing. All of a sudden, it's just like all of them just like take out their lightsabers and start igniting them one by one. So it's just like a bunch of Jedi just lighting their lightsabers, and bam, cuts to black. And I was just like,
Yes,
this,
thank you.
this is what I need. And the beginning of it is really cool because then you have Carrie Ann Moss. We see her character, and she's in Ahsoka when Ezra is fighting the stormtroopers, the Death Troopers with like the Force.
Right.
Well, take that, multiply it by Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and then add a little flavor of the Matrix, and
Yeah.
you'll get the intro scene of the Acolyte trailer. It's like they're fighting with the Force, and it's very wuxia, very
Yeah.
Crouching Tiger type
Yeah. Yeah.
fighting, and it was everything my soul desired.
I'm so
Yes.
excited. Like from the moment that we heard Carrie Ann Moss, I'm so excited to see her in Star Wars. It's gonna be a good year.
She might be coming
Looking
back,
forward.
on a separate note, she might be coming back to the MCU though, because we just got we talked last week about Echo and
Yeah.
how it's reconnecting the Netflix MCU, Marvel shows to the MCU. This
Oh
week we
right,
saw
yeah, and with Daredevil, yeah.
exactly. This week we saw that Foggy and oh my god, and Karen are back. There was like some filming. They were filming for Daredevil, and
Okay.
we got to
So we
see
could
people
get yeah,
record, and they're officially back. Deborah Ann Wall
that's awesome.
and I forgot Foggy's actor's name are back in the fold. So we got the trio from Daredevil back. So it's not implausible that then Carrie
Carrie
Ann's
Ann Moss, yeah.
lawyer character
Who
comes
was
back.
awesome. She was so good in that.
That's right. But she was mostly in Jessica Jones, I think. She wasn't, or did she show up in
I think she shows
Daredevil?
up. Yeah, I think she does.
Okay. 'Cause she's definitely, I think, in the Defenders as well.
Yeah, I think she shows up in Luke Cage too. I think she might show up in all of them.
Okay. So so maybe she'll come back too, and we'll have her at the same time on Star Wars and, the MCU. Carrie Ann Moss is always a good thing.
Yes.
And I must say, because I wrote this on Threads the other day,
Mm.
I was just remembering The Matrix Resurrections. Good movie. So good. I love that movie so much. I know there's a lot of haters out there
Yeah.
that hate that movie, but I love The Matrix Resurrections. The best part of that movie was Carrie Ann Moss. Forever, forever my Trinity.
Especially after like they depowered her so much in like the third film. I think it was really great to see her back to form in Resurrections.
Ah, if you don't like that movie, give it another shot. See it for what it is, not for what
Yeah.
you want it to be, and then we'll watch then compare notes. But yeah, I'm digressing. I'm digressing. We gotta get
Yeah.
back on the Star Wars train here.
Yeah, I think we're very optimistic about the Bad Batch. Don't
Mhm.
want to get our expectations too high, obviously. And we did some responsible speculation here, thinking about what we could get
Thrawn's coming
during
back,
this.
baby. Thrawn's back.
We're gonna see if that happens. We definitely have to earmark it that you call that early
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
And hopefully, I'm really rooting for Boba Fett showing up.
Also, yeah, it it it,
So we'll see.
it makes sense.
Yeah, to bring Boba
I'm not
at
gonna
this
say it
point.
needs to happen, but
Yeah,
it
but it makes
needs to
sense.
happen.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
But I guess that's it for us today. Since I mean, it's a 2.5 minute trailer, and we've been at this. Yeah,
We talked. There was a lot. Yeah, it was 2.5 minutes, but there's a lot of depth. There's a lot
there
of
was a
depth,
lot there.
and then
Yeah,
obviously the internet drama makes
yeah, makes a
gives
little bit.
a lot more to discuss.
Yeah, but I'm definitely excited.
Mhm.
So February 21st.
Stay tuned, kids, because our guests are gonna be fire. So we're
Yeah.
gonna be having a lot of fun with a lot of fun guests, and obviously, you know, watch this in the spirit in which it's meant to be watched, which is just with having fun in the back of our minds and just
Yep.
enjoying this franchise that we all love so dearly. So
Yes.
stay tuned. It's gonna be a great season.
Yes, it will be. We are tired of the force. Remember to like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking about the next season of The Bad Batch. And please stay tuned for our reviews of the episodes as they come out, when they come out, starting with the first one on February 21st. Probably our review will come out like a couple days after that, but we are going to keep you posted, and please let us know what you're thinking and always comment. So until next time, may the force be with you.